Hello, everybody. This is BK International Talent Scout coming to you today with 20 ways to share your church building with the community. But first, let's talk about Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Rainier Avenue Radio is your community radio station and digital media hub. We're proud to serve Greater Seattle with opportunities to engage with critical issues, compelling stories, and quality entertainment. You'll hear over 70 shows including music, sports, local, national news, and talk shows like BK Presents Radio Podcast, which is premiered on Sunday morning Faith and Praise at 8 a.m., 9:30 a.m., and 12:30 p.m. on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Rainier Avenue Radio.world. We are a 24/7 radio station and multimedia network dedicated to amplifying diverse voices in our communities, like BK Presents Radio Podcast, aired on Rainier Avenue Radio.world, hosted by BK International Talent Scout. Today, we're going to be talking about 20 ways to share your church building with the community in your city. All aboard! Let's go and talk about 20 ways to use your church building with the city. Sharing your church building with the community can turn your facility into a hub of love and service. Effective ways to open your doors, including hosting, supporting groups, offering childcare, preschool services, providing free ESL classes, conducting tutoring for local students, and hosting community blood drives. There are over 20 ways to share your church with the community in your city. Emerald City's Seventh-day Adventist Church in Seattle, Washington is the great community church who shares their church building with other churches and opens his church to a feeding program, giving away clothes. So today, my show is giving respect, honor, and tribute to a great community church, Emerald City Seventh-day Adventist Church in Seattle, Washington. So let's talk about 20 ways your church can be used as a hub in your community. Are you ready? Are you ready? All aboard! Here we go on 20 ways. Sharing your church building with the community can turn your facility into a hub of love and service in your community and your beloved city. Host a community support group. Offer space for 12-step programs, grief sharing, and recovery groups. Establish a community food pantry. Use food pantry storage for regular food distribution. Start an ESL program. offer English as a second language classes to immigrants and refugees. Host child care or a daycare center in your church. Utilize unused classrooms during the week for daycare services and activities. Provide tutoring or after-school programs. Create a safe place for kids to do work. Host community fitness classes. Use the gym or large fellowship hall for aerobics, yoga, or senior exercises. A community garden. Utilize lawn space to grow food and share the neighborhood. Offer co-working spaces. Open up an empty room with Wi-Fi for remote workers or local entrepreneurs. Host concerts or open mic nights. Provide the stage for local musicians and artists. Host voting precincts. Make your building accessible as a safe, neutral polling place. Provide cold weather sheltering. Partner with local nonprofits to offer temporary shelter during emergencies. Host financial literacy courses. Offer courses like Financial Peace University to the public. Your church could have a community library or book exchange. Create a small vending library box outside your church building. Host town hall meetings. Offer a space for local civic leaders gathering, neighborhoods, discussions to talk about voting, community action, and recognizing people in your community. Cooking and nutrition classes. Use the church kitchen to teach healthy cooking on a budget. Host local business meetings. Offer space for local Chamber of Commerce meetings at your church in the fellowship hall. Create a senior activity center. Offer morning coffee, craft, games for elderly neighbors in your community. Host blood drives. Partner with local blood centers to use your facility for blood drives. Host holiday events. Host a trunk or treat, community Thanksgiving dinner, or even a Christmas festival. Sharing your church building is a strategic way to practice stewardship in the kingdom unity. Whether you are hosting a church plant or partnering with a long-standing congregation, these 20 methods range from simple space sharing to deep mission integration. Emerald City Seventh-day Adventist Church. They have opened their church on Sundays to New Hope Missionary Baptist Church when their church was completely burned down to the ground. That's right. Emerald City Seventh-day Adventist Church opened its church doors on Sunday to New Hope Missionary Baptist Church on Sundays until their new church was built. Also presently, Emerald City Seventh-day Adventist Church opened their church buildings on Sunday to Bishop Reggie Witherspoon of Mount Calvary Church of God in Christ. Mount Calvary Church of God in Christ building was sold and torn down. So Emerald City Seventh-day Adventist Church opened their church building at Mount Calvary Church of God in Christ, pastored by Bishop Reggie Witherspoon, so they could have a place to worship and serve God with their congregation. That deserves a round of applause. It is amazing. There are some other churches in our community that have also opened the doors of their church to other churches in the community. Pastor Colin Skyway, he has opened his church to other churches to have a church service in his church building. That deserves a round of applause. Thank you, Emerald City Seventh-day Adventist Church, for opening your doors to other community churches. Why should a church open their doors to other churches? Let's talk about some of the ways this is happening in our communities, in our city, and across the nation. Sharing a church building is a strategic way to practice stewardship and kingdom building. Whether you're hosting a church plant or partnering with a long-standing congregation, these 20 methods range from simple space sharing to deep mission integration. Core space sharing. Staggered Sunday service or staggered Sabbath service host a guest congregation in the main sanctuary at a different time. Like, for example, if your church starts at 10:30 a.m., another church can use your magnificent church facility at 2 p.m. And then another church could use your church facility at 6 p.m. Multi-venue model. Use secondary spaces like a fellowship hall simultaneously with different languages and ethnic groups to meet without needing separate buildings. That is such a cool idea. There are many churches that have different buildings. Back east, there's a church that has 5 different church sites, and they share their church sites with churches. Office and storage allocation provide dedicated desks, phone lines, secure storage rooms to help a guest church establish a physical administrative presence. Midweek prayer space. Offer your sanctuary or a small chapel for a church plant that lacks a venue for their midweek church gathering, like a prayer service or community building service. That deserves a round of applause. Share signage outside. Include the names of all worshiping congregations on the primary building sign to signal they are not just visitors, but full partners in the space. Collaborative ministry. Joint youth programs combine resources for youth group meetings, allowing students from both congregations to build larger, more vibrant peer communities. Again, we want to salute Senior Pastor Eugene Lewis and First Lady Jeanette Lewis in their service in building an excellent church of community service for 30 years. Bishop Eugene Lewis is no longer the senior pastor of Emerald City Seventh-day Adventist Church, but he's still a part of the church building, the church vision. He is an excellent community pastor. Last week, he did a whole show on the life and legacy of Senior Pastor Eugene Lewis and First Lady Jeanette Lewis, who pastored Emerald City Seventh-day Adventist Church for over 30 years. We salute you, Pastor Eugene Lewis. You deserve another round of applause. It's time for a station break. Rainier Avenue Radio.world, your community radio station. We are proud to serve Greater Seattle with opportunities to engage with critical issues, compelling stories, quality entertainment. You'll hear over 70 shows, including music, sports, and local news, and talk shows like BK Presents Radio Podcast, aired on Rainier Avenue Radio .world. We are a 24/7 radio station, multimedia network dedicated to amplifying diverse voices in our community, like the BK Presents Radio Podcast, aired on Rainier Avenue Radio .world. All aboard! Let's get back to our show at hand. We're talking about 20 ways to share your church building with the community in your city. Unified small groups. Encourage members of both churches to join the same small groups or Bible studies to foster organic relationships. Collaborative music ministry. Share choir members, musicians, sound equipment for special worship nights and holiday service. Joint service projects. Partner on neighborhood cleanups, food pantries, or clothes banks to increase the collaborative community impact. We're talking about 20 ways to share your church building with the community at large. Strategic partnership. Also, we want to encourage you, if your church is doing anything in the community, please place an article in the Northwest Facts newspaper, the most read newspaper in Seattle, Washington, a Black-owned entity. So you can always share information about what your church is doing in the Northwest Facts newspaper. We want to give them an all aboard. Thank you, Northwest Facts newspaper, owned and operated by an African American family in our community. Today, we are saluting and giving a tribute to Emerald City Seventh-day Adventist Church, which is an excellent community church within our city. Today, we're talking about 20 ways to share your church building with the community in your city. Strategic partnership. Church planting residency. Invite a new church plant or authentic congregation to use your facility as their incubator space. Or multi-congregational governments move toward a model where independent language groups share ownership and leadership under a joint board of elders. So this is talking about churches that speak in a different language, like a Hispanic church, an Ethiopian church. Maybe you can let them use your church building on days that you're not using the church. The franchise support act as a mother church by providing ongoing streaming technology and central administrative support to a newer campus in your building. This is such an excellent idea because church is people. People are churches. That deserves a big round of applause. Prayer partnerships intentionally pair members from both congregations in your community to pray for each other's ministries and share community endeavors. We're talking about 20 ways to use your church building with other churches. Facility upgrade, collaborate on building improvements. Relationship and practical integration. Joint fellowship meals. Host regular potlucks or dinners to break down silos and introduce new families to your church program. Emerald City Seventh-day Adventist Church on Saturdays. They do a community building. There are so many people that come and visit Emerald City Seventh-day Adventist Church from other cities, from other countries. Emerald City Seventh-day Adventist Church is an excellent community program. Share kitchen use. Develop a protocol for sharing coffee pots, pans, table services to ensure everyone feels at home in the kitchen. Man, Emerald City is an excellent community church. And they have a community dinner after the Sabbath service. You can see Emerald City Seventh-day Community Church on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you, Emerald City, for being an excellent community church. Common work days. Invite both congregations to participate in seasonal work days for landscaping and property management. Mutual leadership listening. Have pastors from many churches meet regularly for coffee to share visions and listen to each other's challenges. Financial stewardship. Use the transparent fair share formula for utility and maintenance costs so that the partnership and the community can grow. It is so cool today to talk about 20 ways that your church can share the church buildings, and 20 ways that your church can share your church building with the community at large. We want to give a big thank you to a great community church in Seattle, Washington, Emerald City Community Sabbath Day Church. It's an excellent community church. They go out of their way to serve their community. And again, when New Hope Missionary Baptist Church needed a church, to have a worship service on Sunday because their church was burned down to the ground because of racism, because Reverend Jeffries is a stand-up community guy. Emerald City Seventh-day Adventist Church opened the doors of their church on Sundays so that New Hope Missionary Baptist Church could have a place to worship on Sundays while their burned down church to the ground was being rebuilt from the ground up. Also, Emerald City Seventh-day Adventist Church has opened its doors on Sundays to Bishop Reggie Witherspoon and Mount Calvary Church of God in Christ, whose church was located on 23rd and Union Street in Seattle, Washington. The church building was bought and sold and torn down to the ground. Emerald City Seventh-day Adventist Church opened the doors of their church building. They opened the doors of their church building to another church, so that Emerald City Church shows other churches that they can also open the doors of their church to congregations and churches in need, y'all. This is what they do. So a shout out to Emerald City Seventh-day Adventist Church. We want to give them a round of applause. You have been listening to BK Presents Radio Podcast, aired on Rainier Avenue Radio World. We want to thank you for listening to the show, and we'll see you next week.